Hey everyone, welcome back to Gem and Cozy. I thought I'd bring you guys along for how I designed one of my February sticker designs for Stationery Club. I have the flip off dolphin and this little origami star jar that I recorded most of the process for. I had this idea of drawing an origami star jar, which I shared with you guys in the last video, but I wanted to share the full footage that I was able to record to give you all an idea of what the drawing process looks like in real time. It usually takes several hours for me to complete a design, and sometimes I get really tripped up on a certain part of it, maybe the coloring or the layout, and then it takes weeks to finish something. This design came into my mind very clearly, and I saw the visual as well as what I wanted the final sticker to look like very quickly, so I felt like the sketching process went a little bit faster once I referenced some of the origami stars, and then I placed it into a heart jar because this was my favorite style of jar shape when I was a kid. One of my favorite memories growing up was going to stationery stores, and even though I had been to this one particular Morning Glory so many times in 4th and 5th grade, I would go there whenever I had free time, and it was so fun after school because I was able to walk there from my house and I would just explore all the notepads, stationery sets, pens, and the origami section. I learned how to fold a paper crane from my sister when I was in 5th grade, and I remember how hard it was to learn all of the steps. And the first time I completed a perfect crane was in the car with my sister, and I remember showing it to her and feeling so proud because it finally started to look neater and more structured the way that my sister's cranes look like. So I had such a strong love for origami at a really young age, and I continued to fold paper all throughout college as a fun way to just relax. I used to fold origami stars all the time, and I even made custom orders for baby showers, weddings, and birthdays for a lot of customers throughout college when I was running my Etsy shop. So this was something that was not only relaxing, but I was also making a little bit of money while I was in college by doing something that I really love. When I started my sticker and stationery shop, Gem and Cozy, it was years later after I finished grad school, of course, and by that point, I wasn't really folding origami anymore, but I found a stash of some of my older stars that I had folded when I was running my first Etsy shop. So I decided to sprinkle in some of those stars into some of the larger orders I was receiving, especially if they were in boxes so that I knew they wouldn't get squished. And people love them. So I had this idea of putting together my mini stickers with origami and turning it into something that I eventually called Cozy Confetti. I'm pretty sure that Laura was refreshing all morning to get the Cozy Confetti and left me this amazing note. They said that they need someone to take their debit card away and absolutely love my work. Oh, so sweet. They actually have 2 open orders, so let's get started with the second one. A Manifest That It sun catcher and 2 scoops of Cozy Confetti. 1 scoop. 2 scoop. I am obsessed with the prints on these new origami papers. Look at those little bunnies. Oh my gosh. And I started to use a lot of glitter laminates, so there's going to be some really fun stickers in here. We got a little lily of the valley, and it has like a snowflake iridescent shine to it. Sunflower and roses, a fuck this shit, as well as a hedgehog and another sparkly sticker. Wow, you got so many. As well as an oh for fuck's sake. I think one is hiding a losing my composure book. This little turtle has a heart on it perfectly, and I love it so much. So here's what a double scoop will look like. I honestly didn't really think too deeply about it, and I thought it would just be a fun way to use some of the stars that I already had folded and turn it into like a fun surprise scoop situation. But people ended up really, really loving it, and till this day, I'm still so surprised by how many people ask me when the next Cozy Confetti restock is going to be and how much they love decorating their own jars at home or gifting the origami to their loved ones. So it's been super fun bringing that back seasonally, and I have so much fun putting the little mini stickers together, finding pretty paper to utilize for all of the origami. It's just like a really cool sensory experience making everything, but also pouring the scoops and getting the scoops out for you guys when you place those orders. I really wanted to pay homage to one of my favorite childhood hobbies and create this design for you all. I'm really hoping that it speaks to all of you who may have grown up with origami in your life, especially if you were kids who folded paper products like me. And these stars are often representative of luck, and a lot of people will say you can make a wish on them. So I thought it would be a really fun sticker design so that everyone could basically carry around some luck with them. I usually don't sketch out any of my preliminary designs, which is why I run into a lot of situations like this. I realized after I started to sketch out some stars, I should just replicate the ones that I drew and move them around to fill up the empty space left in the star jar, but all of them are going to overlap, so I had to go through this process of placing everything strategically and then decreasing the opacity so that I can see where everything was positioned on different layers. Then I started moving them all around so that they fit in a really organic way in the star jar. After I figured out the placement that I wanted, I had this overlapping mess on multiple layers, and I had to go in and basically erase all of the lines that I did not need anymore so that it had this effect of all of the stars sitting in an actual jar and have like a foreground and background basically. So this part was really tedious, and I really do think that I need to plan my designs out more in the future, especially when I have a layered design like this. But I rarely sketch out my designs. This is just the style that I prefer, so I went into it in a very free flowing manner and just let myself kind of put what was in my head on paper basically. So I think that's why it turned out to be a more challenging process to get this like all nicely laid out. At the end of the day, I don't think that there is a wrong or right way to draw or paint or really do anything creative as long as you're having fun. I just think that this is the method that works for me because I tend to not draw sketches. I'm sure if I had laid this out more in the beginning, it would have went faster, but I had a lot of fun laying this all out, and I think that is still a win. It was therapeutic, and I really like the final results, which you will get to see very soon.
Would never be real. Because once the ball was over, she would go back to being an assassin, and he would still be a prince. Dorian swallowed hard. For tonight, though, he held her closer. Everyone transformed into mere shadows on the wall.
I absolutely love treating my designs as coloring pages at the very end of my drawing process. There are easier ways to color in these shapes, but I actually just enjoy filling them in manually like this because it feels like my own personal coloring page. I used a brush that has these little white speckles in it that remind me of wax crayons, so it adds a little bit of a special touch and texture in my opinion, and I colored all of the stars with the same brush for that effect. The hardest part about this design was figuring out the shading. I knew I wanted to print this sticker on a clear background, but initially I was hoping to do it on a holographic shiny background that still would have been clear but had like a broken glass effect. But unfortunately, my manufacturer does not offer that option anymore, so I ended up going for a clear background that would look a little bit frosty. So I was trying to figure out the balance of how much of that frosty effect I wanted, and then I ended up with this design. I went for a matte clear finish, and the background turned out really cool. There are little highlights of soft white and blue so that the background doesn't look super duper plain. This is the full set for Stationery Club, and you can join through the month of February for this flip-off dolphin and origami star jar set. I really wanted to send some extra stickers to my friend Amy from Happy Olive Studio, and they are part of my cozy art tier, and I added a few other goodies because they mentioned that they like my little kitty sticker, and I wanted to add some of my newer designs from Valentine's Day along with a sticky note. Since they run a small business, I felt like the little checklist one would be really handy for them. And since I recently went to the beach, I wanted to add in a few of my seashells because Amy also likes to go shelling. I really love to collect super small seashells, so when I got to explore Miami Beach, I was so excited to find some really tiny ones, and all the colors just make me so happy. I don't mind if they're broken. They actually kind of make me happier when they are small pieces like this, because that way I don't feel bad about taking them, and also they are great for little crafting activities. I'm planning on using them for one of my junk journal spreads, but I'm also going to send a few of them in my little gift to Amy. This one was the first thing that I found, I think, which I was really shocked about. These are so pretty, and I've never found one of these unicorn horns. It's just so darn cute and perfect. They're called unicorn horn shells, or Turritella seashells, if I said that right. I'm not sure. But then I also saw some people calling them white screw shells, so I'm not really sure at this point which one this one is. And then I got some of the little coral pieces. So cute, so pretty, they're so charming. And my favorite ones from this trip are probably this little black and white one. And this one was broken, but oh my goodness, look how cute it is. That little, oops. You can see the little spiral in it. It's so lovely. I love that one so much. I don't think I want to send any of the broken ones because it kind of feels weird sending broken seashells to someone. So I picked these out for Amy. I hope that she likes them. This one has such a pretty color. And then I'm keeping the rest to put in my travel junk journal as well as my regular junk journal. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. I will see you all next time.